What's up, Guardians? It's Thursday, so the weekly update is out, and along with it some info on what we all love the most in this game, guns. And more specifically, 3 of the gun foundries in the Taken King: Hakke, Amalon, and Suros. Let's start with Hakke. Functional, reliable, unapologetic. These weapons have a relatable design harkening from a lost era, which looks like the era we're in right now. You know, in real life, that thing we don't talk about for immersion's sake. Anyway, building reliable tools built for soldiers in the field. Hakke values simplicity over intricacy, function over flair. Hakke weapons all start with a more tightly focused band of base stats that don't spike as high or low as other weapon families, granting a solid foundation for growing the weapon. On a Hakke talent grid, you'll see a simplified set of scopes that work best for the weapon, front-loaded perk nodes, with the stat upgrade options occupying the final column. Hakke perk selection is focused on offensive actions and combat tactics. Hakke pulse rifles fire a burst of 4 rounds, with damage adjusted to match the DPS of a 3-round burst, meaning the pulse rounds do less individually but are equal as a group. Fire time between bursts is also slightly faster. Hakke's design is familiar and very welcome. Everything from aesthetics to the perks it'll offer us seem very simple and easy to grow accustomed to. However, their pulse rifles might be inferior to normal 3-shot burst pulse rifles. If the time between bursts isn't all that noticeable, it might prove inefficient to don one of these weapons. On to Amalon. The future is what we make it. These weapons are experimental and bordering on irresponsible. The technology they're powered with is barely understood, but being the pioneers of energy weaponry, it isn't hard to believe that these weapons will prove themselves worthy in a way like no other. Amalon is the first foundry to experiment beyond the world of combustion ballistics. Sporting lighter, ergonomic frames, Amalon weapons all start with generous base handling stats to build from. Amalon talent grids focus on behavioral perks over stat customization. Legendary talent grids are the only weapons that offer 3 perks. 1 as the first non-scope upgrade, and 2 as a binary choice in the first column. Perk selection favors perks that are energy based and or go beyond the weapon to interact with the wielder's abilities or status. So these weapons will be able to amp up your abilities, so I assume they'll be affecting your grenades, melee override, and possibly even your jumps. Agility, armor, and recovery might also be affected by these perks as well. Amalon seems like a very interesting foundry from what we've learned so far. Instead of making the gun itself more powerful, it'll make you, the Guardian, more powerful. Now finally, Suros, the ones that brought us the Suros regime. If these weapons are anything like the original powerhouse Monado rifle, any of these weapons will be a great addition to your arsenal. Elegance in the face of brutality. Some say the best weapon for a Guardian is the one they can customize to match their intent. Suros believes in options, weapons that can be repurposed for a variety of combat situations. Suros talent grids offer 2 columns of 2 stat perks, granting more options for changing weapon stats than any other foundry. The single behavior perk is grounded in the middle of the talent grid as a focus point for the weapon's core potential. If you want a weapon that can flex from CQ to ranged, quick to powerful, fast handling to hard hitting, all with the swap of a few nodes, Suros. Suros is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. Sleek and stylish, and it gives me the ability to aid me in multiple different situations with its behavior perks. To what degree it will do this to exactly is unknown, but I'm very excited to find out. And that's not even it. What was shown here isn't all there is. There are plenty of more weapons for us to arm ourselves with in the Taken King. The expansion features the largest armory any Guardian has ever seen, and that includes the original launch of the game last year. Factions will have their own guns, classes will have their own guns, more quests will lead you directly to specific guns, even the gunsmith will have a new way to include you in his enterprise. As far as weapons go, there will be plenty of variety. There will be new things to discover and use against both the darkness and the light. That's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank y'all for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye!